The automotive world has always been a playground for new ideas, some of which have stood the test of time while others have disappeared into history. From the weird to the wonderful, these car features once excited fans but didn't stick around. Cars have always driven innovation, shaping the future since their invention. Each year, car makers try to introduce something new to their designs. Today's vehicles are packed with advanced features that make driving easier and more enjoyable. But did you know that some of your favorite modern features aren't actually that new? And that old car had some cool features you might wish your new car had. Here are a few innovations that were supposed to improve the driving experience, but barely made it to production. Do you remember those cool automatic seatbelts from the 1980s? They were a big deal back then. Volkswagen first introduced them in 1972 on their experimental safety vehicle, and the 1975 Volkswagen Golf was the first commercial car to feature them. The idea was simple: a seatbelt that made sure no one drove without some protection. In 1977, the U.S. Secretary of Transportation decided that by 1983, every new car should have either airbags or automatic seatbelts. GM rolled out these belts on the Chevrolet Chevette, followed by the Volkswagen Rabbit. The mandate changed with different administrations, but by 1984, it was again required that all cars must have airbags or automatic seatbelts. Since the automatic seatbelts were cheaper, most car manufacturers chose them. But these belts had their issues. They made it awkward to get in and out of the car and often got in the way. Imagine trying to get into your car with your hands full and having that belt in the way. Some drivers were so frustrated they just cut the belt off and went without it. By 1995, the rules changed again, requiring all cars to have driver-side airbags, leading to the end of automatic seatbelts. The last cars to feature them were the 1995-1996 Ford Escort, Mercury Tracer, and the Eagle Summit wagon. Although they didn't last, a 1978 study by the Department of Transportation found that cars with automatic seatbelts had a fatality rate of 0.78 per 100 million miles, compared to 2.34 per 100 million miles for cars with regular seatbelts. So, while automatic seatbelts had their benefits, they weren't as effective as airbags, leading to their eventual phase-out. Do you think they should have been given another chance, or was it better to let them go? Did you know playing music from your phone through your car? Stereo is a modern luxury, but things were much harder back in the day. Still, automakers tried to make road trips entertaining with features like the in-car vinyl player. This was an ambitious project, but it was full of problems that led to its failure. For one, it used special records, so you couldn't just bring your favorite ones from home. Plus, the player's needle would jump whenever you hit a bump in the road. On top of that, it was only available as an optional feature, which made it less appealing to buyers. I'm actually not old enough to have experienced that way of playing music firsthand. If you did, I'd love to hear about your experiences with it. Imagine how adventurous and fun the early days of cars must have seemed to younger generations. Can you picture having a luggage rack mounted outside a car back then? Luggage racks were a practical addition to many cars during the 1950s and 1960s. Typically mounted on the exterior of the vehicle, they provided extra storage space for luggage, sports equipment, or other bulky items during road trips and vacations. Imagine loading up the family station wagon with suitcases, camping gear, and bicycles for a cross-country adventure, with everything securely strapped to the luggage rack on the roof. These racks were lifesavers for travelers, allowing them to maximize interior space and ensure a comfortable journey for everyone on board. One iconic car model that often featured luggage racks was the Chevy Nomad and Plymouth Fury Sport Suburban, stylish and versatile station wagons popular among families and outdoor enthusiasts. Do you remember sitting backward in a station wagon with no seatbelts? As times changed, many modern cars began to come equipped with ample cargo space and innovative storage solutions, reducing the need for additional racks on the roof or enormous luggage racks at the rear. In contrast, older cars often had huge luggage racks at the back, like the 1960 Chevrolet Nomad. While external luggage racks provided additional storage space, concerns about security and design eventually led to their decline in popularity. I think almost everyone has seen a car that looked like an airplane at least once. It's a striking sight, definitely. In the 1950s and 1960s, tail fins symbolized speed and modern looks, adorning many cars of the era. Inspired by aircraft design, the trend began with the 1948 Cadillac, which took cues from the twin rudders of a P-38 airplane. These fins grew larger over time, peaking with models like the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado, whose fins resembled jet airplane stabilizers. Car designers believed these fins made vehicles look futuristic, echoing the excitement of the space race era. However, by the mid-1960s, public interest in tail fins faded, and automotive style shifted towards sleeker, more streamlined forms. Interestingly, some modern cars have subtly reintroduced tail fins, keeping a hint of this classic style alive. What do you think? Should tail fins be revived more prominently in car design, or are they best left as a nostalgic memory? Bench seats, once a staple in many older vehicles, especially those from the 1960s and earlier, offered a continuous seating arrangement in the front of the car. Unlike the individual bucket seats common today, bench seats spanned the entire width of the car's interior, allowing for a more communal seating experience. They often provided space for 3 passengers in the front, although the middle spot wasn't always the most comfortable. As automotive design progressed, bench seats were phased out in favor of bucket seats, which offered superior comfort, safety features, and friendly design. Today, bench seats evoke a sense of nostalgia and are primarily found in classic and vintage cars. Ever thought about how old lights looked like? Pop-up headlights, also known as retractable or flip-up headlights, were a distinctive and iconic feature on many sports cars from the 1960s through the 1990s. Their unique design allowed the headlights to stay hidden within the car's hood or fenders when not in use, then rise or pop up when needed. This not only added to the car's sleek and streamlined look, but also gave these vehicles a futuristic and sometimes playful appearance. However, as car design evolved, concerns about streamlinization, the complexity of the mechanical systems, and stricter pedestrian safety regulations led to the decline of pop-up headlights in modern vehicles. While they are no longer common in new car designs, pop-up headlights remain a nostalgic and beloved feature for many car enthusiasts. Ever seen a car with a window that is both advantageous and disadvantageous? I'm not talking about breakable windows, I'm talking about vent windows, also known as wing windows, were small, triangular windows located at the front of a car's side windows. Before the widespread use of air conditioning, these manually operated windows were designed to pivot, allowing drivers and passengers to direct a breeze into the vehicle for ventilation. They were a common feature in many vehicles, providing a practical solution for cooling the car. However, as air conditioning systems became more efficient and standard in cars, the need for vent windows diminished. Over time, they were phased out in favor of cleaner door lines and improved design. I believe more people miss vent windows than bench seats, don't you? Share in the comments which of these features you miss and would love to see make a comeback. If you think of any other innovations we haven't covered, let us know in the comment section. We might feature it in part 2. And if this video brought back good times, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and click the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when part 2 drops.